first question is, how do you stay motivated and confident?
I think that's a really hard question to answer, not gonna lie. I think like a few days ago, like one of the first questions that they asked us were like, what has been on your mind a lot? And like one of the girls in our group said like, why is my motivation so like cyclic? Because you go through like a phase where you're like motivated and then you're kind of like, no, and then you like get up again. So I feel like that's what it is like for me too. Like sometimes I'm really motivated and it just like depends if there's like a new idea or like opportunity. Then like after you like just do something for a long time, sometimes you're just like have to like take a step back, think about like, why am I doing this? Like what is the meaning of why I'm doing these things? And I feel like that helps you like get back on track. What about you?
Yeah, motivation is when you're at home for most of the time, it's so hard to find. I think it's like a combination of just being in the same place and doing the same things over and over again without any kind of variety. Like I can think of at least a few days at school where like yes, I'm going to the same place and I'm going to the same thing every day, but the people that I'm around make it more interesting because we're doing different things and there are different reactions to things. But when you're at home, there's like a limit to what you can do and you know how um, everything can go. And so like I play clarinet and like I haven't practiced as much as I want to just because I can't like find the energy, you know? And it's like in terms of staying motivated, there are those high points where I feel laser focused and I can do anything. And then there are those days when I literally can't get out of bed. So I think when it comes to motivating myself, I have to understand that like in this weird time, there's a limit to how much I can do. And
Mm-hmm.
I can't be so hard on myself when I don't get the things done that I want to.
Yeah.
And, you know, as disappointing as that is, it's kind of a reality. And so me being hard on myself because of something that I can't change isn't really going to help. So I kind of just
Mm-hmm.
have to take it a day at a time.
That is facts.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself as like, I guess it's like a follow-up question, but do you see yourself as like more of like an extroverted person, like you get energy from like being with other people, or like?
Um, you know, I wouldn't say that I'm introverted. I think I'm in the middle. So like sometimes like I love being in situations where I feel like I can be myself.
Mm-hmm.
But like if in terms of just being around a bunch of people, not really. I have to feel like safe with those people. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but just drawing off of the right energy makes me feel really nice and it makes me feel like I can, you know, do things and be motivated and be confident in myself. So yeah.
Yeah, for sure. That makes a lot of sense.
Let's see. Next question is what is exciting about international relations to you?
Oh, yes. So I think like international relations is like such a like big picture topic because like I feel like every day in school, like even if we're like the type of people who keep up with current events, we don't really understand like everything that goes into like all the decisions that are being made around us. And like yesterday with the climate change, like the climate change seminar, I feel like that was really helpful to see how like climate change really affects like diplomatic relationships around the world. And like I think what's exciting about international relations is just like people, because like it's really interesting to see how like we operate on like a macro level and how like the web of connections is like what helps us like understand the world.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that. Another thing, like it's just like there's so much. Like there are so many like different fields of international relations and just like the I think when I was like applying, I talked about how international relations is just there's so many different kinds of problems to solve and there are so many things to take into consideration when you're solving those problems and it's so complicated. It's like a puzzle almost and I love puzzles.
Mm,
It's a hard puzzle but it's like you have to take so many things into consideration and yes it's hard but like one thing that I find exciting about international relations is that it gives me a chance to help people or figure out how to help people. And that's one thing that
Mm-hmm.
I think is really important, just because like our generation, there's so much stuff that we have to fix. And, you know, as sad as that is, or as daunting as that is, it's also kind of like a challenge that I want to take on. And so international relations is kind of a way for me to like take back my future, if that makes any sense. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah. Yay,
Yeah, I get
international
that.
relations.